Rebecca Jamieson is a member of the Tuscarora Nation Eel clan and has been actively involved in education for a number of years. As quoted in from the Six Nations Polytech website, she is a distinguished and recognized leader in Indigenous education in Ontario and Canada, and an influential champion for the preservation of Indigenous languages. I view Ms. Jamieson as an influential leader in our community and as a great mentor. Ms. Jamieson has taken Six Nations Polytechnic on to the next level. Along with her team and staff, they have helped in the development of the first of its kind in the province, Canada, and the world, degrees in the Cayuga and Mohawk language. Ms. Jamieson has received numerous awards and distinctions. She has received 2 honorary doctorates, one from University of Western and the other from Laurier University. She has also received an Order of Ontario and holds degrees with a Master of Education. Ms. Jamieson has sat on numerous university boards, Mohawk College, and committees that advance in Aboriginal education.
Okay, let me start by talking about what I think is the fundamental pieces of communication. One is knowing what you want to say, and being very clear about that. And understanding what that means in the context that you're in as well, being able to articulate it and those contexts change, right? Mm-hmm. And that's the other piece of communication is your audience. Who are you trying to communicate with? Mm-hmm. Having an understanding of why would it matter to them, number one. Like how can it be in our both common best interest to have this understanding? That's always what I look at is, what's in it for them, I guess, to put it very crassly, but you have to understand your audience, their priorities, and not just their priorities, but how do they communicate best, particularly with among Indigenous peoples. You can kill them with text, mm-hmm. And certainly anything that's too specialized language, and that's somebody else's sort of system of talking, so you really need to know your audience and be able to connect with them in terms of the language they use, how they communicate with each other respectfully. And I can give you a simple example. Among our people, we don't interrupt people when they're talking, and so as long as someone's talking, you sit and you listen and try your best to understand. And there are other cultures that they think something's wrong with you if you don't interrupt. Being clear about your message and having a good understanding of who you're talking to and how best they will receive the messages are the fundamental pieces of effective communication. Mm-hmm. And knowing that communication can be done in many ways. In the context of Six Nations Polytechnic, we're fortunate in that we have a very clear vision about what we're here for and what we intend to do, what we plan to do, what we see our responsibility being. So always having that balance point, we always know what's driving us. We talk about it at the governance level of ends, having that bigger vision, knowing our purpose. And to broaden that context more, it's also sort of looking at your environment and being very aware of the context that you're in and monitoring what's going on all the time to be able to seize opportunities when they're about to open. It's being very mindful of the context at all times and monitoring on an ongoing basis, being aware of what's happening and always looking for opportunities to push your purpose forward, so that can happen on an elevator. Mm-hmm. If you happen to get in an elevator and you're chatting with somebody and they look open to you and you say, well, this is where I'm from and this is what we do and this is what we're about, and in 20 seconds you've got it done, right? Mm-hmm. Like I go forward with confidence because I know I touch base always with the people that I work with, like the people here, the people in the community, our knowledge guardians, and if I think and sometimes take risks and reaching out to people that I've never spoken to before, and all they can do is say, no, I'm not interested.